Because right now, ASUU has declared an indefinite strike action, shutting down the universities till God knows when. How do you think this could have been managed better?
Well, it could have been managed better by a responsible government, ensuring that the funds made available for tertiary education is managed properly by having those funds managed by the governing councils of the university. The demands of ASUU are basic, they are constitutional, and the government has no business dragging it. What I will do differently is that the Tertiary Education Trust Fund will be taken away from the Ministry of Education,
okay,
and put in the hand of independent trustees, as it was the design when the decree was passed under General Abacha. The trust fund was not meant to be run by the government, it was meant to be run independently. The government's insistence on controlling education's money, which is money not coming from the government, coming from the Nigerian people, not even through tax, not through general taxation, through specific taxation for the purpose of education. That money I will remove from the Ministry of Education, and the tension between ASUU and the government will fizzle out immediately.
What would you say to some people who have said that, apart from, TED fund money and the rest of them, there are bigger problems with funding, that the central government cannot entirely do this, even with TED fund? Like, how about the central government leaving or handing off education funding to regions or states, if you like, to handle? What's your position on that?
That would be wrong, because first, education is concurrent. Education is not only concurrent between local, state, and federal. Education is also concurrent between private and public. Education, remember our education started with the missionaries. At that time, there was no government in Nigeria at all.
That's right.
So education is not something that anyone can say I'm not interested in. The federal government should run federal schools through the governing councils, who will run through the Senate. Being involved in something does not mean you have to control every bit of it. But the federal government should take responsibility. As president of Nigeria, I will be the visitor to all federal universities, and I'll have them funded. There is enough money to fund the universities and to give free, qualitative, and uninterrupted education to every Nigerian child who desires education at any level. We are a rich country. People should stop pretending that we're a poor country. In terms of endowment,
some would say, Prince Adebayo, some would say that you're only playing to the gallery. If we had enough money to fund education, why has ASUU been going on strike for the past 30 years?
Well, maybe those who gave me free education, were they playing to the gallery? It was not the same country. I got free education. My campaign is about justice. I got free education, including milk, including exercise books. So I don't have any moral justification when the country is making more money now than before to say that those who are coming behind me
should not have free education.
Yeah, and remember, I did not need the free education. I come from a background where I can afford to pay, but I still got it. So what of those who are from background that they need it? I got the best education at any level you can get. The maximum money ever asked of me when I was at the University of Ife at OAU was 90 naira, which we were making fun of the school because we wouldn't even pay. And there was nothing they could do about it. So now, those who came before me, like my parents, had beddings, free food, holiday to Europe, and all of that. So scholarships. My uncle told me that when he got his scholarship as a Nigerian student in England, he went straight and deposited for a house to show how much money the federal government sent to him. And he came back, there were 5 jobs looking for him. So I'm not thinking that a generation that enjoy all of this want to have houses in Dubai, want to be enjoying themselves with 1,000 houses in Nigeria, holiday in Europe and everything, and still say to Nigerian people that we cannot afford free education. So I don't think that's fair.
Okay.
It's not about gallery.
Okay.
The numbers are there. if the amount, how much money is ASUU looking for? Maybe 1 trillion, thereabout.
That's right.
How much that? You are spending 6 trillion, sharing among those who say they are doing fake subsidy. They are sharing 6 trillion. The money that they have stolen from defense spending is over 9 trillion. The Accountant General of the Federation alone, as an individual, this was a person who was arguing with ASUU, saying ASUU needed to come under the IPPIS.
Right.
He alone stole 109 billion. One person stole 10% of what ASUU is asking for. One person. So you could imagine why he was on the side of the people saying there was no money. He was saying no money at the time he was taking 109 billion. So anyone who tells you that there's no money in government is your number one enemy.